What's up, y'all? I just wanted to record a vlog about how my gardening is going. So I am a beginner gardener, first time gardener. I am trying to figure these things out with the weather, with the seeds, with the what to grow and when and where. I am in zone 9A, Middleburg, Florida. Right now our weather has been so iffy. Even right now it's overcast. It's been raining, so right now I'm recording on the patio. So yeah, even right now it's raining a little bit, it's overcast, and it's been like that for about the past couple days. Last week we had very sunny weather. The week before that it rained like all week, and I think even this week it's supposed to rain throughout the week. So in this time of year for us, it's just very rainy, iffy, overcast. So even that plays a lot of factors for me. Since I'm on the patio, of course you're going to see things behind me, trampoline for the kids, and just other stuff that we have around here. So don't mind everything else. I'm basically just going to walk you guys through just what I'm growing right now, how it has been going. I'm going to show you the grow bags and the pots that I've been using, the soil that I have been using. I actually don't have the soil on hand. I'm in the process of getting some more, but I'm going to include videos with the soil and also pictures of the soil. And I'm going to share the issues I've ran into so far, and amongst other things, just anything I want to share. This is not necessarily a teaching video. It's more so just documenting my own process with me being a beginner and me having faith and believing and working towards I'm going to get me some food. I'm going to produce some fruit. That is my goal. That is what I'm believing in. That is what I'm working towards. And also with me sharing my own journey, encouraging you all to start your own journey as well. So yeah, it's going okay so far. Of course, I've ran into some issues. I've ran into some things that I've had to change and experiment with, so on and so forth. I've watched tons of YouTube videos and research and chat GPT and joined Facebook groups and so on and so forth. So I've been doing my research among just starting. I think the main thing is just starting, because before you start, at least for me, there are so many thoughts that can go into our head, like, okay, how do I do this, how do I do that, are my plants going to succeed, yada yada yada. But it's really just you starting and you learning as you go. I'm definitely learning as I go. I've had plants die so far, starter plants die that hasn't made it. I've had successful plants that I'm also going to show you. So yeah, I guess I'll go ahead and start with the tour. Okay, so I've gotten to the point where I just save stuff. So whenever I get food from the store and it sits and I see it sprouting, for example, this ginger, I'm like, okay, well, I see it sprouting. I'm going to plant this. So I've been saving these too, because this one has like a little sprout coming from it too. So I've had them sitting outside or sitting in a sunny window so they can sprout a little bit more. I'm going to get some soil and just plant these. So I have 2 avocado seeds in here. This is actually a leftover glass from, I had some tulips in here, and the way that the tulips were in here was the tulips were still connected to their bulb, the seed bulb that was also down here. So I just repurposed this or reused this for avocado seeds. When the avocado seeds start sprouting, I don't know if you can tell that the roots are down here, so they are being watered and then it'll begin sprouting. So I don't know if you all can see the sprouts coming out of the seed, and then I have like a little baggie for humidity and putting this by a windowsill also. So this is something else I've just been germinating or working on or whatever. And then I have this cup board that I just put seeds in. I've been collecting seeds from food, whether it be mango, seeded watermelon, cantaloupe, honeydew melon, apples, really whatever, cucumbers. And after I eat them, I'll get the seeds and rinse the seeds off and then just store them in the bag. I'll let them sit out to dry, and then I'll either store them in a bag to save them for later, or I'll just begin germinating them. For example, I have like some watermelon seeds in here. Had a seeded watermelon recently and just took out some of the seeds and saved them. Same for these apples. These are Granny Smith apples. I have some seeds down here, but I also have some in a wet paper towel that I'm germinating. So as you can see, this is a germinating method. You just put seeds in a wet paper towel, put them in a bag, put them in like a dark place like this cupboard. I read that with apple seeds you can put them in the fridge too, but this method seems to be working fine as well. And I don't even know if this is a season for me to begin growing apples, but hey, I'm at the point where I'm just growing. And then I have like some key lime seeds in here. I actually have some key lime seeds growing outside that I will show you guys later. I just saved some more in this paper towel. These are honeydew melon seeds. Honeydew that I got from the store. I just saved the seeds. And then I have some mango seeds germinating in here. This one is pretty much ready to plant. Same method, just put it in a wet paper towel. I think I started this one last month on the 28th. So it's been about a month I've had it in this bag, and it looks like this. So that's another method of starting your mango seeds. When it gets like this, you can go ahead and plant it in soil. So I'm actually going to be doing that soon. And then I have another one in here that I just started a few days ago on the 27th. As you can see right here, it's coming along. So yeah, that's pretty much it that I have in my little cupboard right here. Pretty much just saving stuff, even when it comes to like food scraps. From the seeded watermelon, I cut up some of the watermelon, put it in the freezer so I can make a smoothie with it later. Even when it comes to like pineapple. Oh, that's the other thing. Saving the pineapple tops so you can replant them. I actually had one planting outside, but I kind of gave up on it. I think I needed a bigger pot and maybe some different soil. I don't know, but I'm going to I just cut this pineapple yesterday, no, the day before yesterday, and took the bottom leaves off. I just kind of rinsed it off, and I'm leaving it out to dry, so that's why it looks like this now. So I'm going to get some soil and plant this in soil, and then a new pineapple is going to grow from this middle part right here. So yeah, I mean, pineapples, they take a while to grow, amongst other fruit like mangoes, apples, so on and so forth. Of course, you need a whole tree for that, but it's worth it. I think it's worth it. So yeah, so even with the pineapple, watermelon, saving the skin. I actually have like watermelon rind and the skin from the pineapple in the freezer. I'm going to repurpose that some way, either at one point do my own compost. So I've been saving like food scraps to just anything, from eggshells to the outside of fruit to greenery, like from greens or spinach or anything like that. So yeah, that's pretty much it when it comes to what I have on the inside. Whenever it stops raining, I'll go back outside and I will show you guys what's going on out there. Okay, so it stopped raining, so I'm back outside. It's still a little overcast. But whatever, I'm just going to go ahead and finish the tour, finish showing you all what I'm working on outside. And what I have behind me is just a little setup that I made with my gardening stuff, my gardening tools. I have a couple little starter trays behind me, and I'm just going to go ahead and share some of the products, so on and so forth, that I've been using. Okay, so this is my little my little gardening area. What I did was I just kind of repurposed because this is really like a shoe rack, but it was one that was lying around and I'm like, nobody is using this. Let me go ahead and use this to just like store some of my stuff on. So yeah, I just use it to, I have starter trays up here. So this right here is honeydew melon. So just a starter tray of honeydew melon that I have. And then these are my key limes that are growing. Remember I said earlier that I had some key limes growing outside. So these are some key limes that I have growing, germinating or whatever. So of course these are still taking time. So down here on this area is where I have, this is the soil, the seedling mix that I use. So I use this whenever I am germinating seeds. I don't use this for when I'm like transplanting, when the seeds are already growing and the plants have developed their true leaves. That's when you need to use like potting mix or like a gardening bed mix if you're going to transplant in like a gardening bed or in ground or whatever. But this is just like seedling mix that I found on Amazon. I am on a budget. Like I said, I am a beginner gardener. So I found this on Amazon. It had decent reviews. So I'm like, okay, well, let me go ahead and try this out. This is Black Gold Natural and Organic Seedling Mix. So this is actually what is in here, what is in my starter trays. This is what I use in my starter trays. So yeah, that's that. It's a pretty good mix. I mean, I don't really have any complaints about it so far. All of my seedlings seem to grow pretty good in it, so no complaints. So this right here, I actually need to get like another bag for it because this is kind of hard to keep closed. But basically this is organic plant food all purpose. It is a fertilizer that I have been using back to roots. So I don't really have any complaints about this either. I've only been doing this gardening stuff for about 2 months, so I'm not really one to say what's the best fertilizer or what's the best soil or whatever. I'm really just getting what I can afford, getting what has good reviews. This had really good reviews and I have no complaints with it so far. I mean, the plants that I have now that I use it on, I think is working really well. So yeah, this is what I'm using for fertilizer. And I have this one in a bag because it is very messy. This one doesn't really close well either, but basically this is Burpee, the brand Burpee. This is organic blood meal. Blood meal is supposed to be really high in nitrogen, so this is good to use when you're like transplanting your plants and you're developing like foliage, the leafy greens, so on and so forth. I heard really good things about blood meal, so I was like, okay, well, let me go ahead and cop some blood meal to, boost my nitrogen for the beginning stages. And this fertilizer is more so for your phosphorus and potassium when you're like when you're in like the flowering stages or like the fruit stages, you know, this is when you want to focus on a fertilizer that is more so higher in phosphorus and potassium. So this fertilizer has a higher concentration of phosphorus and potassium than it does nitrogen. So this is what I'm using to fertilize my bigger plants now, since they are in the flowering stage. And really just down here, I have like gloves. I have this twine that I use to make my trellis over there that I'm about to show you all. Just some scissors, gloves, different gloves. These gloves that I need to wash. I have kids gloves for my daughter and my niece and my nephew. I got some seeds down here. I recently purchased this neem oil because I've been having a little problem with white flies, and also before I transferred one of the plants, I was having problems with I want to say gnats. I haven't seen any gnats so far, so that's good, but now it's white flies that I'm having issues with. It's not terrible, but I got it just in case. So I haven't used this yet, but I'll probably use it soon. I heard really good things about this, so yeah. Insect traps, I've used this. These work pretty well so far. Just some more starter trays down here, plastic starter trays. This is 12 cell trays that come with the dome at the top. So I really like these to keep, you know, humidity when you water. You can bottom water with these and use the dome to keep humidity inside. And also these 5-inch cups that come with the bottom watering trays as well. So after these get bigger, I'm going to transfer the ones that I like into these and let them grow in here for a while. And I like these because they have the holes at the bottom. You can bottom water. If you can bottom water, I would definitely prefer to bottom water so the top part of your soil isn't always moist. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. Just wanted to show you what I had going on, the seeds that I had starting, just some of my stuff that I've been using. Oh, the soil. I'm going to post the soil as well. I believe it's called, hopefully I am pronouncing this right, Epsoma's organic potting soil. If I am not pronouncing it right, I'm going to put the information in there for you. But that is the soil that I've been using so far. I have no complaints about that. It has really good fertilizer in that soil, like worm casting, kelp meal, good fungus, so on and so forth. So I was like, hey, let me try it. So I've been trying it ever since, and I have no complaints about it so far. But let's move on to the plants. Okay, so this is my potato plant. I'm going to put in pictures and videos of how I did this. I just had a couple yellow potatoes lying around that had eyes coming out, and I'm just like, dang, I really want to try to grow potatoes. To be honest, I think potatoes are like one of the ones that I'm most excited to grow for some reason. But yeah, I just took a couple of the potatoes and like just cut off the pieces where the eyes were growing. I put soil in this 5-gallon grow bag and just put them in there, and I covered them up with soil, and it's been like this for about maybe a month and a half. So this is the growth that I have so far. So yeah, I'm watering them maybe I'm kind of neglecting these potatoes, I'm not gonna lie. I'll probably water them once a week or once every 4 or 5 days, something like that. But basically what I'm doing is I just touch the soil, and whenever it feels dry, like maybe 2 to 3 inches down, then I will water it. But the thing with potatoes is you don't want to, at least what I've read is, you don't want the soil to be soggy. You know, you want to keep the soil moist but not soggy. So yeah, I've just been kind of letting the potatoes do what it does. And this is where I'm at so far. You know, I can't complain. And of course, it's still going to take some time for me to develop more foliage and for the potatoes to grow. I'm trying to see what else. I used the back to roots fertilizer when I first put them in there, and I actually just put some more fertilizer in them yesterday, I think. So yeah, just letting them grow, letting them do what they do, and prayerfully, hopefully, I'll get me some potatoes. But this was more so like an experiment. I'm just like, let me take some potatoes, put them in soil, see what happens, and hey, well, whatever I get is what it is. Okay, so these two are my these two are my cucumber plants. They're just regular slicing cucumber, and in total I had about 4 that I transplanted, and I only took 2. So these 2 is what I have left. I probably had a whole starter tray. No, I think I had six growing all together, and then I limited it down to 4 that I transferred into the 5-inch cups. And then I just took the 2 best and put them in these 5 gallons. So one plant in a 5 gallon, another plant in a 5 gallon. I read that it was probably best to do 5 or greater within a gallon. No, one plant within a 5 gallon or greater, because you don't want your plants to be fighting for nutrients when it comes to like cucumbers, melons. Because I'm growing like cucumbers, melons, so on and so forth, they are heavy feeders. So I was like, okay, well, I just do one plant in one grow bag, so they won't be fighting for nutrients and stuff. So yeah, so the cucumber plants are, I mean, not the cucumber, well, yeah, the cucumber plants are the ones that I've been having a little trouble with the white flies. As you can, I don't know if you all can see, but I have like hold on. Okay, so I've been having a little yellowing with these cucumber plants, and I think it's because of the white flies. Some of the leaves, I actually cut off a couple of the leaves down here, like these 2, because at first I didn't know what it was. So I was like, well, let me try to cut some of the leaves off just in case. And like this one over here, I cut that one off, and this one has yellowing too. Which is the reason why I got the neem oil and the peppermint. And some of the leaves have like holes in them, but I mean, other than that, you know, I'm keeping an eye on it. I'm probably going to spray it. I don't know if you all can see like those 2 white things right there. That's what I'm talking about. So this is one of the problems I've been running into. So I'm probably going to put neem oil on this plant. I do not want to lose my babies. So yeah, I just wanted to show you guys this problem that I ran into, but the plants still look pretty good overall. I mean, they're still growing. I'm getting flowering on the plant, like this one over here. I'm getting some male flowers right there, and there was another one. oh yeah, right here, right there. And then on this one, not quite yet, I don't think. Let me see. No, I don't see any flowering on this one yet, but I have flowering on this one. And I also want to show you all this trellis that I made. So I just used bamboo sticks and the twine. So 3 bamboo sticks for 1 trellis. You just kind of make like a teepee with it. I inserted a stick, you know, on each side or around the trellis, just kind of brought it up and then tied it at the top with the twine. And then I just tied a piece of twine right here and kind of just wrapped it around to create like a, you know, just something for the leaf to climb up. Like, as you can see, the these are holding on to the twine. I forgot what these were called. It's on the tip of my tongue, but I cannot remember what these are called. I will probably remember once this video is over, and I'm gonna be like, dang, I should have remembered. But yeah, like I said, I'm on a budget. I got like a pack of, it's actually these over here, these right here. I think it was like a pack of 20 something of bamboo sticks for around like $20, and then the twine was just like a couple dollars. So just kind of like working with what I have to build stuff, and I don't mind building stuff. That's just who I am. So just making it do what I do. Okay, so this is one of my cucumber plants. This is growing kind of really fast. I think I transplanted these like, like 2 weeks ago, and they were like right here, and now they're up here and they're flowering. So I put these cucumber plants in the same trellis as I did with cantaloupe, I'm sorry. I put these cantaloupe plants with the same trellis as the cucumber plants, and they outgrow that trellis so fast, which is why I had to create like my own DIY trellis, which I'm still kind of working on, but so this is the trellis. So I have one part of the trellis coming into one grow bag, coming up, and then it goes over this way, and then another part coming down to this grow bag. So it gives both the plants an opportunity to grow up, one bamboo stick on each side, and whenever they get longer, I can train them to continue to go up and either go over here and go down or whatever. I think I'm gonna add like some more bamboo sticks. I just purchased some zip ties so I can, you know, build it bigger, because I think I'm gonna build this a little bit bigger too. But yeah, these are my cantaloupe plants. They're growing pretty fast. They're in the 5-gallon grow bags. I put them with the organic soil. I fertilized them with both the bone meal and the back to roots all-purpose fertilizer. So they seem to be doing pretty good. I haven't really had any issues with these since they've been in the grow bags as far as like pests and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm just eager to see how they continue to grow. Both of them are flowering with male flowers. I'm excited to see female flowers eventually, because that's a sign of fruit coming along. But yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. I also wanted to say that I started out growing watermelons too, the same time that I started the cucumber and the cantaloupe. Unfortunately, the watermelons, they did not make it. I don't know if it was the way that I started them. I don't know if it was the way that I was catering to them. At first, when I first started, I was kind of having trouble with the starters because I didn't start with the plastic trays. I started with the biodegradable trays. So those trays, they do not hold moisture well. Okay, so just kind of documenting my journey. So a couple days ago, maybe about 3 or 4 days ago, I planted my seeds in these biodegradable seed starters, and I've had them out in the sun. So what I noticed is that every time I would come out here, I would water them, and then I will come out here the next day, and these would be like super dry. The soil would be dry, the whole thing would be dry. And I just kind of thought to myself, like, okay, what's going on? When I first started my seeds, when I tell you, I did not see any growth in those trays, not until I switched to like the plastic trays and stuff. So I had things sitting in those trays. I would water them every day, sometimes twice a day, and I would get no results. But the moment I switched over to the plastic trays is when I started seeing results. Now, if you do get the biodegradable trays, make sure if you want to keep them moist, I will say that you can get like this, the same thing that I use for my plastic trays. If you are going to get a biodegradable tray, because what I ended up doing was um the seeds, some of the seeds that I had in there, I placed them in this tray so they could bottom water or they could stay moist. You know, the biodegradable trays, they have to stay moist, is what I've learned. If you just leave them how they are, keep them outside. I had a lot of my stuff like on the patio or outside too. So that's a no-no, because we know that in Florida we get really hot days and stuff like that, which is going to whisk your moisture away. But if you put them in like a tray like this to where they can suck up the moisture constantly and they'll constantly be moist, then that will work too. But I did not have any success with the biodegradable trays other than that. That could have just been me and the way that I started them, the method that I did them, probably because I left them outside or whatever. I probably should have started them inside under a grow light, but I didn't do it that way, so that was my mistake too. As far as like with the watermelons, I had two of them growing, starting, but they became like moldy, like they had like mold on the leaves or whatever. So I just saw that they were growing at like a very slow rate. It's like they were growing a little bit after I transplanted them, but it's like as they continue to grow, I just kept seeing like mold come on the leaves and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, well, let me just get rid of these two and maybe try again another time. Um, so yeah, as you guys saw earlier, I do have some more watermelon seeds in the kitchen. So I'm probably going to start some more of those soon, after I transplant the key limes and the honeydew melon. I think for me, I don't want to like overwhelm myself either, because even these four that I have, 4 or 5 that I already have in the grow bags, is kind of a lot, especially because these are plants that grow. They travel, they get big, they get tall. So you're going to have like a lot of foliage. And if you don't have a lot of space, like for me, I would probably prefer to like keep mine on the patio. Or you can probably do more if you have like a yard, or if you're in a season to where you can grow outside or you can grow in ground, and your season is perfect for whatever you're trying to grow. But I think for me, because we are in a season where we are getting a lot of rain and our weather is like so iffy and stuff, that's another reason why I just did the grow bag method. And I'm just like, hey, I'm going to try to grow these things and learn because that's really my goal too, you know, like learning from my mistakes. I'm getting some successes and I'm getting some failures. I'm getting both, but of course prayerfully with everything we learn as we go, and that's the whole part of it. That's the whole part of gardening. And just starting this journey has been, it's actually been fun. It's been therapeutic, you know, just seeing things grow from a little seed. Like you take this little seed. I started literally everything from seed. All of these plants started from seeds. I didn't go to any store. I didn't go to any garden. I didn't go to any what are those places called? I can't remember what they're called off the top of my head. But basically I didn't go anywhere to buy a plant that started. I started all from my own seeds. So that is like, that within itself is like a rewarding thing to see. So yeah, I just wanted to make a video documenting my journey, and hopefully whoever comes across this video, if you are a experienced gardener, especially if you're growing in grow bags or pots or whatever, if you're in zone 9A, if you're in Florida, if you can relate to anything in this video, if you can give me advice, so on and so forth, please don't hesitate to, you know, leave your comments. And I also just want to encourage you to start your own journey as well. But I want to thank you guys for tuning in. I want to thank you guys for liking and commenting and clicking that subscribe button. I hope to see you guys again soon, and please don't be afraid to interact. Peace.